What's going on, guys? I have an interesting video here for you today, maybe one you can learn a little bit of something on. So let's say you're looking at your print and you're like, oh man, it is not looking good. Kind of like two of these little benches here that have a bit of a wavy surface, right? So that's obviously not a most ideal print. Sorry, trying to get it to focus. There we go. So if your KingRoon is giving you prints like this, what might be the issue? That's what we're going to talk about. So this client bought a KingRoon from me. She got the little KP3S. She loves it so much in the experience. She's printed so many things with it just in the week she's had it that she literally named it Michael Jr. So awesome. We got little Michael Jr. here. Brought him in because he was printing really poorly. So what did we do to literally go from this to this? So we've got a lot of banding, we got rubber banding, the lines aren't lined up right. What was the issue? Well, it turns out the issue, when I started the print, how I figured out what it was, when I was going back and forth, I moved the bed back and forth and I could feel slack. So if the print is starting or printing and you can grab this and it moves even a little bit like this, your belt is too loose. So that's what we ended up finding out is her belt was slightly too loose, and it's actually starting here, so I'm going to move these out of the way. It was too loose on the Y here. And then also, which is partially my fault because I sold this to her as a assembled printer, the X was a little loose too. So if you can grab your X and move that, you know, if it printing or not printing, there's movement up and down right here, then you need to tighten the concentric nut right here. So quite literally, the only thing I had to do to get from this poor quality print to this nice quality print was just tighten the belt and tighten that nut. Now, how do you get to that belt? You have to put the printer upside down, unscrew the bottom plate there, and then they're just zip ties that are holding it to a little place that's attached to this bed on the inside of here. So on the inside of there's a little piece like this that the belt goes around like this, and then you just zip tie it. So it seems the factory had only put one zip tie in, and that zip tie just wasn't quite tight enough. Most of the time they put 2 zip ties per side, so we went ahead, cut that zip tie, put a new 2 zip ties in its place, made sure they were very tight, so we shouldn't have any problems. I've only seen that happen in about 2 or 3 out of hundreds of these printers being sold, so it's not a common problem, but it could be something that's happening to your KingRoon. And if you're wondering why is my KingRoon not printing good, you know, if there's like this right now, it's printing, and see I move it back and forth, there's no movement there. So that's what we want to see, and it's printing, and I push this up and down and there's no movement there. These are solid printers. When everything feels solid and is in key, you're going to get a really nice high quality print. So this could still be, oh, that one's not the high quality one, this one is. You know, this could still be even a little bit better. Looks like there was a slight little, possibly layer skip there. Little bit right there, but I printed these on a fast setting. I think this was like 80 millimeters a second. So for 80 millimeters a second, I'm pretty happy with that quality. And there's very little things to do. If she went through the calibration settings and really fine-tuned her Cura, it would be perfect. But I mean, honestly, for me, this is good quality. This looks good. You know, a customer is going to be happy with that. A customer might have some problems with this. Sometimes customers can be happy with this, but you don't want to be used to this as the quality. If this is the quality of your printer, there's definitely some things you can do to make it a little bit better. So just check out your Cura settings, check out your printer, you know, every once in a while tighten it. If you've had a KingRoon for a while and you haven't lubed it, you should buy some like skateboard bearing grease, like Bone Speed Cream, or just some other type of synthetic lube that you can get. And you want to oil your Z-rod, you want to oil your X linear rail, and you want to do it in the groove. So that's where the bearings are, is in the groove. And then you want to do it to this one too. So get this groove and get that groove. And it's easiest to do it when the printer's off. You can move the bed all the way, kind of get it in the center, move the bed back and forth, move the bed all the way this way, get it on the other side. So ideally you want to oil both sides and make sure that it goes over it. If you ever hear any squeaking, you ever hear any grinding, anything like that, definitely time to oil it. But that's the pro tip for today. Thanks, guys, and we'll be back with more soon.